Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be reactions for Money in the Bank 2022. So let's just get right into it. So I got 4 out of the 6 matches correctly, which is not that bad. Now a lot of stuff has happened in this pay-per-view, so I'm going to be going over a lot. The first match of the night is the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Lacey Evans versus Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Asuka versus Shotzi versus Becky Lynch. Winner of the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Liv Morgan. It was a good match, and I was really happy that Liv Morgan won. This is one out of the 2 matches that I didn't get correct. But I'm really happy that Liv Morgan won because a lot of people wanted her to win. I got that idea from actually the Money in the Bank kickoff because they were talking about how a lot of fans wanted Liv Morgan to win the Money in the Bank. And I agree, she, there was so many experienced people in this match that I picked that could have won. But Liv Morgan was another good pick, but I only can pick a certain number of people, so that's why I didn't pick Liv Morgan. But overall, she was a good choice to win, and I'm happy that she won. Now, there will be a little bit more news than her later in the show. I don't want to spoil it, but you guys probably know what it is already if you watch the show. If you not watch the show, it's going to be a spoiler. And this is not going to be a spoiler for anybody who hasn't watched the show. I personally watched it, and this is my reaction to it. So, if you haven't watched the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, go watch it now, or you're going to be spoiled. The second match is a singles match for the United States Championship. Austin Theory, the champion, versus Bobby Lashley. Winner and new United States champion, Bobby Lashley. This is the second match of the night I got wrong. So here's the deal. Sometimes with predictions, you know who's going to win, and then sometimes you don't know who's going to win. Like I talked about in my predictions video, the match has been delayed between John Cena and Austin Theory. The new plan is for Austin Theory to face John Cena at WrestleMania 39 when they're in Hollywood, California, or Los Angeles, California, whatever you want to call it. But they're going to be there again, and they're hopefully thinking John Cena is going to be there and able to wrestle Austin Theory instead of doing it at SummerSlam. So, I didn't know what was going to happen with Theory. Was Austin Theory going to stay champion and beat Bobby Lashley? Or is he going to lose to Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley wins the United States Championship, which actually happened? So, the thing is, when predicting, sometimes you don't know who's going to win. Because sometimes WWE likes to go in 2 directions. There's one direction with Austin Theory staying United States Champion and defending it at SummerSlam against somebody big. And then there's the other direction of Bobby Lashley winning the United States Championship and defending it against somebody at SummerSlam, who we don't know yet. So, that's why I didn't know who to choose. Originally, I was thinking, maybe I should go with Bobby Lashley, but no. I was like, no, I think Austin Theory's going to retain, so I picked him. And I picked the wrong choice, predicting WWE pay-per-views are fun, but you're not going to always get everything right. And that's the point of predicting, to see how good you can do. Sometimes I might do bad. Sometimes I might do really good. The point of predicting is to see how well you actually know the product and how well you're going to do. I know the product really well. I've been watching wrestling for 10 years, so I know what's going on, and I know what WWE's going to do. But sometimes WWE likes to change things up and go into different directions. And that's what happened in that match. But anyway, let's get on with the rest of the show. show. The third match is a singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Winner and still Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. Yes, this is not a surprise to me. I knew Bianca Belair was going to win. It was a okay, decent match. This was a match I really wasn't looking forward to during the show. Earlier this year or earlier last year, Bianca Belair and Carmella had a big feud over the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm like, oh, they're going into this direction again? Bianca Belair's already had a feud with Carmella. Why are they doing it again? Like, they're not giving her consistent opponents. Yes, I know Rhea Ripley was injured, but they should have gave her somebody else besides Carmella. And that's why I wasn't really interested in this match going forward, but it was an okay match. I knew Bianca Belair was going to retain. After a match, Carmella attacks Bianca Belair, which might incite a rematch at SummerSlam or a rematch on Monday Night Raw. Who knows? The fourth match of the night is a tag team match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. The Usos versus the Street Profits. Winners and still undisputed tag team champions, the Usos. This was a really good match. I was really happy with it. You know, you're putting the two best tag teams against each other. Whenever you watch the Usos, you know they're going to have a great tag team match with whoever they're facing. The Street Profits have had a lot of good matches in the past too, and this was a really good match. You can't really count out the Usos with them not having a bad match because they always have a good match. The Usos always have a great match, and it was another good one. And the Street Profits did their best, but they couldn't do it. And it was a really good match, and the Usos were on their game. Unfortunately, the Street Profits did not win in the end. But here's the deal, like, the Usos, the Bloodline, they're on top right now. So, that's really what's going down with them. But it was a really good match, though. The other thing is, at the end of the match, we found out that the Usos won, but Montez Ford's shoulder was up. So that means that the pin didn't really count. But the referee pinned him because he didn't see it. So the Street Profits might get a tag team rematch in the future. Now, this other thing I talked about in my predictions video about the Street Profits splitting up, I don't know how true that is, if that's like a WWE rumor inside a WWE rumor, or if it's just something to get the fans to think about. I don't really know, but I have a feeling if the Street Profits lose again to the Usos, or if they have one more chance after that, they might break up and have a singles career. Who knows? The fifth match, singles match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey, the champion, versus Natalya. Winner of the singles match and still SmackDown Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. This was another good match. Of course, it was not better than the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. But it was a really good match as well. Not better than that other match, but it was good. So Ronda Rousey won. That makes it my prediction right. But what happened? Remember when I said earlier Liv Morgan was going to be later in the news and it was going to be a spoiler? Well, here's the spoiler. Click off right now at 9 minutes and 27 seconds if you don't want to hear a spoiler. Here's the spoiler. So basically, earlier in the night, Liv Morgan won the Money in the Bank briefcase. So I already said that already, so you already know that part. But the second part is, Liv Morgan cashed in on Ronda Rousey, and she won the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, I was like, was that really necessary? couldn't they have waited for a better time? Like, why do they have to do it so quick? And I realized, like, it's not that bad of an idea because it's a big moment for Liv Morgan. She gets to have 2 big moments in one night. She gets to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then a couple hours later, cash in on Ronda Rousey and win the SmackDown Women's Championship. For the longest time, people wanted Liv Morgan to win a championship, and she finally did it. She fought so hard for many years to try to win a singles championship, a singles women's championship. And she finally did it by winning the Money in the Bank and cashing it in and winning. And that was a big moment. And this makes the Money in the Bank pay-per-view a little bit better than in past years. So the thing about the women's Money in the Bank, it's recently new and everything. So, you know, it hasn't been bad than the men's side. Like, I think the last good thing the Money in the Bank men's match ever did was when Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania and won the championship from Roman Reigns. And that was the last good thing. For the past couple of years, WWE hasn't really done Money in the Bank correctly. I think this year they did a lot better than past years. Now, that doesn't mean it's good for the men's Money in the Bank, and I'll get to that here in a little bit. Sixth thing, men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Omos versus Sami Zayn versus Riddle versus Madcap versus Austin Theory. Well, Austin Theory was not in my predictions video. Why? Because he was added in the Money in the Bank match at the last minute. He was added before the match started. And I was like, okay, well, this changed things. Now I have to pick one more person. You know who I picked? I picked Austin Theory. Why? Because I had a feeling, he's been added at the last minute. This must mean he's going to win. And he did. He won. He won. Winner of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, Austin Theory. He won. So you're like, oh, Joey, you can't do that. You can't just pick a random one at the last minute. That's a dick move. Well, guess what? I've done it in the past for pre-show matches that were added late. I've done that before. But you think, oh, it's a dick move. He picked him at the last minute. Well, he was added in the last minute. And I get to pick one more because there's one extra opponent in the match. So that makes it fair. I mean, you can criticize me how much you want about how, oh, that was a dick move and you can't do that. But this is my prediction, so I can do whatever I want. But Austin Theory winning the Money in the Bank, was that really a great idea? I don't really know. I don't really know how far they're going to really go with it because Roman Reigns is the unified Universal Champion, and he's facing Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in a championship match and a last man standing match. Could Austin Theory cash in on Roman Reigns if he wins that match and win the title? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. See, that's why I don't know. See, I think they did it because they knew he wasn't going to be facing John Cena at SummerSlam. And I was like, okay. Like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, that's a big thing for Austin Theory to win. He gets his big moment because he's not facing John Cena. I understand that. But do you really think he's actually going to beat Austin? You do really think he's going to beat Roman Reigns for the Universal Undisputed Championship? You really think he's going to do that? And that's my questioning on WWE's decision here. Like, why did they pick Austin Theory? Why didn't they pick somebody like Drew McIntyre or Riddle or the other people I picked? Why didn't they do that? Why? I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts. So, honestly, what's the match of the night? My match of the night is the women's Money in the Bank match. Honestly, I wanted to combine both of them together, but I think the women's is a lot way better than the men's, because I think Austin Theory actually winning the Money in the Bank might have been planned on Friday Night SmackDown, and the original plans were changed last minute because they found out that Austin Theory won't be facing John Cena at SummerSlam and will be facing him at WrestleMania 38 or 39 instead. So that's why I pick the women's Money in the Bank ladder match more, because it felt like a good women's ladder match. The winner was really deserved, and then later in the night, her cashing it in made it more special. What is the underdog match of the night? The underdog match of the night is actually tag team match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Like I said earlier, it's a really good match. Every time you see Usos in a tag team match, they're always having a great match, and they always put on a good show. It doesn't matter who they face. It doesn't matter if they face the New Day. It doesn't matter if they face the Street Profits. Whoever they face, they're going to have a good match. And they've done it once again, and they've done it multiple times. So that's my underdog match of the night. What is the honorable mention? Probably going to be the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It was a good match, and it was a good match. I was happy Ronda Rousey won because she was my pick to win. But it made it even more special when Liv Morgan cashed in at the end and won the championship. You know, I don't know the reason why WWE did that, but I feel like it was for a good reason. And, you know, I'm happy to see Liv Morgan become champion, because she's been fighting for years to become champion, and her hard work has paid off, and she won. And that's my honorable mention. So those are my predictions and reactions for Money in the Bank 2022. Please post a comment. What were your predictions and reactions for Money in the Bank 2022? And if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace, period.